Alrighty, welcome everyone to our series on the ALU Sprint Process.
Yes.
And I'm Andrew, this is Mark. He is sadly leaving ALU here in a minute.
I am. I'm on my way out.
But we wanted to be sure we got you all of the information you needed to do the sprint process really effectively before he left. So with this series of videos, we'll be introducing you to each of the different detailed components of the process. Hopefully you've already seen the overview video. But to get us started, if a team has decided they want to use this sprint process, Mark, what's the first step?
The very first step for any team is to create one of the key documents, which is the backlog. Yes.
And what's in a backlog?
The backlog is a very inclusive document of everything that you might want to accomplish in the course of the entire project that you're working on.
Okay.
You need to create the backlog initially, but the backlog is started but never really finished. During the course of the project, you're going to keep adding on new items onto the backlog and pulling them off as you start each sprint.
Okay, cool. So what I'm hearing is the backlog is it's a full list of everything that a team might need to do. Where do they tend to keep that backlog?
At ALU, we would keep the backlog in a folder, in a Google folder, as a Google Doc, with all the other documents that your team needs. The backlog is normally divided into different categories, whichever is most appropriate for your project. And depending on your team style, you can try and keep the backlog sorted in order of priority, or you can choose to wait until your planning meeting to sort it.
Cool.
Another question I get sometimes about the backlog is, what are the items in the backlog? Are they problem statements? Are they specific features or solutions? This is also a little bit open-ended. You could just fill your backlog with problem statements that you need to solve for. That's totally legitimate. I would encourage you, though, if you think you already have solutions, list those out as well. So what my team does sometimes is we have a problem statement, and then underneath it we bullet out all the different solutions we might try.
Cool.
The idea is that this document is a really inclusive, full resource for your team to use. It's not a commitment to do anything. In fact, some items in your backlog you're never going to get to.
Right.
So you know that you're ready to move from the backlog to the planning meeting as soon as you have enough information to execute on your first sprint. So once you have a full sprint's worth of material in your backlog, then you're ready to get started with the process.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Excellent. So there you have it. Start with the backlog, throw everything into it that your team might need to get done, organize it, structure it in a way that fits your team, and then you're about to be up and ready to go.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thanks, Andrew.